The latest. Thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. Maponga is going to be on his way to meet with our all-in-all, the Savior, the Protector, the Unifier, the Messiah, the King of Kings, the Most Loved, Captain Ibrahim Traore. According to him, he wants to go to Burkina Faso, meet with Captain Ibrahim Traore, look him into the eye, and find out what is it that he's doing well in Burkina Faso that other African leaders are so scared of doing to get the freedom that we deserve. That he'll be there for days, 5 to 6 days, and he's willing to learn all the lessons. That at the end of the day, we have to force the other African leaders who are not ready to fight for the common goal. That we only have one Africa. The rest are provinces. You take Ghana, Nigeria, Togo, Burkina Faso, they are all provinces or states or regions. But the country itself is Africa.
Tomorrow, good news. I'm leaving right here tomorrow and I am heading off to meet with the president of Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso. Honorable President Traore himself. For the next 5 to 6 days, I'll be in Burkina Faso to collect some software and some intel and learn some lessons as to what is it that Burkina Faso is doing that the rest of our African leaders are scared of doing. I will look him in the eye and I want to have that conversation with him. In the Sohai kingdoms, Mali, Burkina Faso, Cameroon, and the rest of that belt, the Guineas and etc., sooner or later, they might have just to unite with the Traore agenda. But I think in the south here, we are lacking a leader. One who can be able to become the center and the traction of that kind of movement. And in the Sohai space, Traore has picked up the baton. And other countries are beginning to come closer. Even Nigeria is beginning to tittle around the idea of joining with Burkina Faso. So is Ghana and the rest of the countries. Imagine all those old Madalas with their beard. Now they're going to be led by a young man, as if they did not know what needed to be done. So I don't know. Boko, we are counting on you as a young man. Boko. We hope that you can pick up your socks when you are sitting in your committee in the SADC with the old people. Find a higher agenda. Africa is bigger than Botswana. And we hope that we can find amongst ourselves. I'm also counting very much on Kambande, one of the young men who's coming up into Malawi, to say maybe he can also hear the call. We need an agenda driver. Someone, one of the leaders, must pick up the agenda from Traore. Because that is the direction which we want to go as young Africans. That is the agenda. After we've buried all you old people and you've gone where other old people go, we want as Africans to leave a legacy for our children of a united Africa. So we are looking for someone who can pick up that agenda item and drive and run with it. Ghana is moving in, and I'm glad Traore went there to support, not just to show face, but to support and Ghana support. So for the next few days, I'll do a few broadcasts for you from Burkina Faso, Ouagadougou, getting there through Ethiopia, and learning from each other, benchmarking our programs, looking for the new agenda. Black people can not only unite when Africans are brought together by a white man, then they have a reason to unite. They'll be smiling, taking pictures, and they all look very, very timid. You know, that kind of a smile that an African gives when he looks in the face of a white man, like he's looking into some mystical space. Hell no. Hell no. If they have an agenda for our unification, we should also have an agenda for our unity. With those few words, I thank you. Stay away from trouble. Don't do what I would do, but if you do it better. You find the rhythm. You find the rhythm that will actually be able to drive the music. And today, very short. I'm not in the midst of 1 or 2 meetings, but a certain idea went through my mind that I want to share with you. Small idea, but I hope it will not frustrate you. But something just occurred to me that South Africa, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Zambia, and Malawi, and even parts of the northern Caprivi, which is Namibia on the northern side. There was one white man, who wanted to build an empire for the British, and his name was Cecil John Rhodes. And he traveled from Cape Town, setting up the VSAP or BSA, and he managed to connect South Africa, Zimbabwe, Botswana, Malawi, and Zambia. Of course, ultimately he seemed to have lost the other part, and he left it for Verwoerd and the Afrikaners who chased him away from South Africa. But the other 3 countries up north and fourth, he was able to negotiate his way around to formulate what we come to call Rhodesia. Rhodesia finally and ultimately was a combination of Zimbabwe, Zambia, and Malawi, and Bechuanaland. Then Seseretekama, through the cooperation with the Queen, there was another treaty that was set up there to allow Botswana to run slightly off the Rhodesia arrangement. But with the Rhodesia arrangement, then Zimbabwe cannot claim much in terms of its success, except that Zimbabwe was built on the labor of Malawi and Zambia. And the capital city of Rhodesia was Harare. So similarly, the Zimbabweans must also be very gentle and kind when they are dealing with Malawians and they are dealing with Zambians. As we speak right now, we have a huge population of Zambians who are in Zimbabwe, and we have a huge population of Zimbabweans who are in Zambia, including my aunt, the Tinofireis, who are up there in Zambia, and we are part of one family as Africans. But the thought that went through my mind that tortured me for the better part of today, which I would like to ask as a question to Africans, is that when a white man comes amongst us, whether he uses force or he negotiates, he is able actually to combine 3, 4, 5 countries and make them one. That's a white man. One white man, Cecil John Rhodes, can unite 5 countries. And in those 5 countries, Zambia on her own has more than 72 various tribes. Zimbabwe has more than 18 various tribes. Malawi plus minus another 50, 60 tribes that are there. South Africa with sub-tribes, another 14, 15, and Botswana another 5 or 6. In other words, more than almost 200 tribes under a white man. They will all follow a white man, like sheep that are being led by a dog. The black people will walk behind a white man. And he unites these countries to make one country, Rhodesia. You still find the influence of the Rhodes Foundation throughout the entire South. And that was Cecil John Rhodes. The school fund was there, the governance structure was there, the banking system was there, the military was there, that governed. And these are in the early part of this century, or in the mid part of this century, way back there, that a white man can bring Africans together for his agenda. But black people, free from oppression, they cannot unite together. And then someone was writing to me, yeah, because Cecil John Rhodes was using military, he was using guns to unite us. Then I asked the same person, so must we also use guns for us to unite? So must we still use the barbaric way of taking guns and dominating each other? And whoever amongst us has the most guns, then he's the one who must be ruling over us. In this case, it will be South Africa, which is the biggest military base. So are we still going to be using the very same traditional way that the one with more weapons is the one who must be governing over us? Or in the name of peace and in the name of economics, Africans can be coming together and working together. So my question is just simple. One question for you today. If a white man could unite 5 countries under one British agenda, what is the agenda of the Africans that is making us not to unite? And what kind of an agenda must we create so that we can find a reason for ourselves to unite? Because it profited the Southern Hemisphere to have Cecil John Rhodes consolidate the kingdoms and the countries of the South to formulate the British Empire and extend it. So it just I cannot process it in my head that black people will only find a reason of division. So who will rule amongst us? Will he be a Tswana? Will he be a Shona? Will he be a Zulu? Will he be a Pedi? Will he be what? Which king will be ruling over us? You know, yadida, yadida. And you have 1,000 reasons why you cannot unite. You don't have a single reason why you must unite. Because you think that unity will benefit other people more than it benefits all of us. There is strength in unity. There is weakness in division. I will not torture you much today. Just that one question. I would want you to process it in your head. Will Africans only unite when a white man is amongst us? Or we must find our new agenda and find a reason why we must unite? And there's no excuse as to why these 5, 6 countries, if we should include Mozambique, cannot work together. And some of you might be offended, but history is not your friend, and history is not my friend. And when we present history in its rawness, other people's skins will begin to cringe. Again, they will find a reason why this is not so. Cecil John Rhodes was not the first one to do that. The Mutapa Empire also did that. 283 sites in the southern hemisphere. That is from lower Tanzania, Tanganyika, right up into Mapunguke, into Domboshawa, 3 sites in Namibia, another 5 or 6 in Mozambique. Zimbabwe is plural with them, a few more that are in Zambia, with the Great Zimbabwe again as the capital city of the commercial and mining activities that were happening in the BCs and in the ADs. Even rumors have it. I have been to Sheba mines down in Mpumalanga. I've been to Solomon's mines also, and Solomon's mines right in Petersburg. There are Solomon's mines that are in Zimbabwe also, which the modern history cannot account for as to who was mining this, but they are simply called King Solomon's mines. So is it possible that actually this lower hemisphere used to trade and work with the rest of the world, the Phoenicians, the Chinese, and the Indians, before even colonization came? And then you'll find that we had the Axiom Kingdom, which was right up in the north, in the Carthage area, where the Kushite Kingdom.
So we have to stop deceiving ourselves. It seems like African leaders, everybody wants to live like a king. Yes, they all want to be presidents. So nobody wants to live that kind of bossy lifestyle, to now be a state minister or a mayor or what. They want to be called presidents wherever they go. They no wonder when they get to the Commonwealth, when the old woman died and they went there, you saw the kind of disgrace they gave to them. They packed them in a car like sardine. Yes, a bus. But these are the leaders who are in Africa with convoy like 30, 40, 50, 20, 30, 15. You see, whenever they are passing by, nobody will tell us. We already know that this is the president that is coming. But when they got there, look at the kind of treatment they gave to Joe Biden when he arrived. And look at how they packed the African leaders in a bus. One of them was even driving. They could not even get them any driver to take them to where the ceremony was happening. It's high time. It is we, the people, that have to unite, the youth. We have to learn. Then see how best we are going to force these leaders to accept, to unite as a people, and let us have that one Africa that we are dreaming of. To have one president. Everybody wants to live like a king, and that's the problem of Africa, like he rightfully said. Is it that you don't feel the treatment they give to you whenever you go to these people? One person can just sit in his country and summon you, and you go and sit there, talk, and come back, give us beautiful speeches. That's all that you are good at. We want one Africa with one leadership, one army, one currency. Until then, Africa will never move forward. Until then, we wouldn't get the respect that we deserve. Until then, we'll still be treated inferior, because these people are using the divide and conquer tactics to win Africa every blessed day. We all have to come together and unite, like Maponga is doing. He alone is going to take it upon himself to meet and learn. This information we always give out is for us to learn, for us to educate ourselves, and for us to be mentally free. Because our greatest enemy is mental slavery. We have to learn from these people and unite. Some people will say, this plenty talk, because I saw a comment when someone was telling me, people have been talking a lot. Why do I waste my time talking? This is how we educate our people. The West have never got tired of giving us false information and propaganda to brainwash us from believing in ourselves. So we have to also stand up to educate. When we talk about education, this is what we call education, giving information to people for them to rethink. So we have to unite. We have to learn from Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. If the leaders are not willing to do that, we have to. Look at how beautiful they have turned the narrative in Burkina Faso and Niger, Mali. Yet those who are practicing democracy for centuries are still where they are. Commonwealth is still determining what we should do, and Commonwealth is even taking out the youth, the young ones, by saying they are doing military recruitment. If you are leaving Africa, going to help them fight and safeguard the continent or the country, when you are no longer useful to them and they are sending you back home, where will they send you? So if you don't stay here and develop here and make here the heaven that you are dreaming of, when things become difficult and they are sacking you, or when you are no longer useful and they are sacking you, where do you go? Where will you turn to? We only have one Africa, one country. Our leaders must understand that we have only one country and we need one president. The rest must be ministers. If the United States of America can do that, what is preventing Africa? Because when we do that, the Western and America will fall. So they are using our leaders to fight against this unity. But the unity, as he rightfully said, we must take it by force. Captain Ibrahim Traore also said that freedom is not given on a silver platter. We should be ready to fight for the freedom that we are looking for. Until then, Africa, nobody knows the future of it. Our strength lies in our unity. United we stand, divided we fall. Mental slavery is the biggest enemy of Africa. So let's decolonize the mentality. Please, family, I love you for always stopping by and supporting the channel. You can also support me by liking, commenting, and sharing. And those who always do that, I say thank you so much. I really appreciate you for helping me fight this battle. I can't do it alone. We have to educate our people. I am so grateful. So that's the latest around the world. In Africa, in Burkina Faso.